Hey y'all, good morning. This is Tanetta with Tanetta Bass Houses, aka T Clay Properties, LLC. I want to say welcome to this video and thank you all for being here. This video is part two of the 5 videos I'll be doing talking about foreclosure. This is video number 2 of 5. In this video we're talking about for the first way, of course, is open and respond to all the mail from your lender. Whenever you have, of course, mail that's coming to the house from the person that you got your mortgage loan from, don't just ignore that mail. Make sure that you're, of course, looking at that mail. Make sure that you're, of course, responding to that mail. If they're asking for you to call, for you to come down, sign some more papers, or whatever it is you have to do, go ahead and do those things. Like I said, don't just ignore those things. Like I said, that's the first one. The second one is, of course, knowing what your rights are, knowing your mortgage rights. Of course, you're the one who, you, of course, signed the document, your mortgage documents and that kind of thing. You have to make sure that you know your rights of that document that you signed. The way that you know your rights is you're going to have to go back and read that information to find out what that foreclosure process will look like for you and your lender. Like I said, you definitely have to go back and look at that stuff. You don't want to go through things blindly, have no idea what's going on because you're too stubborn or too embarrassed or too much pride, whatever it is, to even go look at the paperwork to figure out what's going to happen in your situation instead of just letting things happen. Don't just keep on letting things happen and playing the victim. Go ahead and figure out what you need to do for your own self. Like I said, trying to figure out what your rights are in your mortgage contract or your lender contract, you better know how that process goes. Whether your foreclosure, if it's too late, whether you have already got to auction, they've sold your house, or how long that's going to take. You want to know all those steps in that process. Like I said, you don't want to just go through things blindly and have no idea how long this process takes, what's going to happen tomorrow. Some of these processes can take 10 days, 2 weeks. Just to let you know, it don't have to take a long time. Sometimes it does take a few months. Sometimes it takes a few weeks in order for you to get from at least a month. I put it that way. A month and a week, I think it is. So I guess that's 6 weeks. At least for you to get from when you're not paying your rent or your mortgage, that kind of thing, and go ahead and getting through like the actual auction and all that kind of thing. Sometimes it can be a quick process. Sometimes it doesn't have to be. But like I said, you definitely want to know your rights as a person who, of course, has this mortgage loan, to know what your rights are when it comes time for that. Like I said, definitely, there's all kind of laws that you can learn about for foreclosure laws, and it should have the time frames in your state as well. But you have to look them up online just to know what can happen in your state and how long that process takes as well. It's not just your contract, but you also, like I said, have to research your state to find out more about the foreclosure laws and about the time frame of the foreclosure, the timeline, when everything is going to occur. I guess I put it that way. After you stop paying your mortgage, how long do you have after that before you have to pack your stuff and move up out of that house if you're not looking to pay that mortgage cost? And whatever it is that you owe, like I said, you definitely want to know that. So like I said, this is Tanetta again with Tanetta Bass Houses, aka T Clay Properties. I want to make sure that I brought y'all this video this morning. This is video number 2 of 5, talking about foreclosure. And don't forget that foreclosure is the legal process in which, of course, you sign the contract for your home that you of course are wanted to own your home, so you got the loan for that. The lender, I'll just use Fannie Mae again. Of course, you're falling behind on your rent, on your mortgage. I think it's a month and a week, 35 days. They, of course, will be contacting you to let you know that you're, of course, behind on your payment. When can they expect payment and stuff like that? And when you fail to reply to those people with Fannie Mae, the mortgage lender, they're going to be trying to contact you more and more and more, like I said, to find out when they can expect their money. If not, they're going to start taking you to sometimes it is to court and sometimes it's not to court. But they will start taking you through a process called foreclosure, meaning that they're going to take back their house since you cannot pay for it, and then they're going to sell it to somebody else who can pay for it. So keep that in mind, y'all. I know a lot of stuff is going on in this world. Well, I guess in this country, in the U.S., with the moratoriums, with the renters and the homeowners and all these types of things, because they fell behind on their mortgage and rent during COVID-19. And like I said, I understand that, but there's many jobs out here that pay $15 and up here in the St. Louis area that I have seen, and I'm sure other places as well, that you can, of course, get caught back up on your rent. And caught back up on your mortgage, your homeowner's mortgage. Because that was the thing that I talked about in the first part of this video, is don't ignore the problem. Make sure that you're, of course, working as hard as you can to figure out how you can pay your mortgage for the month. Even if you have to sell some of the stuff that you have in your household, stuff that you all don't use, extra clothes, shoes, I don't know, a table, whatever it is, something that you were throwing away, a dresser, whatever it is, stuff that you all can, of course, sell to, of course, get some money to, of course, try to pay some of that. And if you don't have it all, just call your mortgage owner, the lender, Fannie Mae, I'm going to call them and let them know what's going on. That's what I talked about y'all on the first one. And then also making sure, like I said, that you're contacting your person, your lender, as soon as possible, as soon as you know that you've lost a job or that COVID has hit the family and you all can't work or whatever it is. Make sure that you're, of course, contacting them to let them know what's going on, and don't just leave them in the dark. Like I said, you shouldn't do that. That'll make it harder for you, and they will not fight for you, and they will not be on your side when it comes time for your foreclosure or anything else. They're going to look at you like, okay, you didn't even try to pay nothing, so why should we wait on you? We don't have to wait on you. You all have to look at things like that. You all may not think about that, but like I said, you definitely have to think about that when it comes to your household and your livelihood. Where are you going to stay? Where's your family going to stay? Where's your kids going to stay? Then you have to uproot and take all this stuff and figure out what you're going to do with the storage. If you can't take it to a smaller apartment or whatever it is, you're moving in with somebody, you have to think about all those things. Like I said, that's why I'm doing this series with you all. But like I said, before I go on and on, that's a social worker in me. But before I go on and on, like I said, I definitely want to get this video ended. This video was talking about two other ways that you can, of course, prevent foreclosure. And that was number 1, to open and respond to all mail from your lender. And number 2, to, of course, know your rights and responsibilities, to make sure that you're reading your mortgage loan contract, so you can know what the timeline is, what your rights and responsibilities are, and what you can do in this situation to fight back as well, besides getting money to pay your mortgage. So with that, I want to say thank y'all again. This is Tanetta with Tanetta Bass Houses, aka T Clay Properties LLC. And I'm letting you all know again, if you all know of anybody that's going through foreclosure, that's looking to, of course, sell their home, and that need the money quickly so they can get out this situation and move on with their lives and move on to like their next, whether they get an apartment or they're getting their next house or whatever it is. Keep in mind that I am a wholesaler, and I can, of course, assist you with that within 45 days, 30 to 45 days, so probably sometimes before that. It just depends. That's just a timeline I give. But more than 45 days, so of course get a check in your hand for how much you're selling your home for, so how much your home is worth. So with that, like I said, definitely reach out to me if you are one that's going through or cannot pay your mortgage at this time and you need somebody to get this off your hands, or if you're going through a divorce and you cannot pay the mortgage wherever your partner stayed and you don't want that property, or if you're, like I said, you're sick and you're older, that kind of thing, and you're looking for someone to step in to come and get your home so that you can't move into a senior citizen apartment or that kind of thing, to take all that burden off you with trying to fix up the house and resell the house with the realtor. A wholesaler has no fees like that at all. Like I said, there's no fees for you, so keep that in mind. So definitely go with the wholesaler, which is me. Like I said, I'm Tanetta again with Tanetta Bass Houses, aka TK Properties. Like I said, reach out to your girl, send me a message, send me a DM, let me know how I can help y'all. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.